Here we are at the start for the Wyfolds, the club men's coxless fours. Crabtree Boat Club, Crabtree, can't say it, in front of us, Oxford and Cambridge alumni, and they are facing the holders, Thames. So Thames Rowing Club A and Crabtree Boat Club.
And I love the spirit of Crabtree, so getting some of your buddies back from boat races from 2016 to 2021, thinking, let's do Henley, let's put a campaign together, let's train hard, and let's see how fast we are against some of the other crews. And look at that lovely...
There's a boat race kind of steering here. There's going to be a bit of a clash. It looks like the Crabtree crew are off their station. We can't see the umpire, but I bet they're being warned to steer away again. As they come into the booms, they've been too nervous about hitting the wooden booms, and they've moved across to the middle. It looks like a bit of a recovery there.
It looks as though two-man Reginald Mitchell was just getting caught up with Philip Garnier in that 3C, or potentially in the stroke C. Those oars overlapping and just having a little bit of a clip, causing that Crabtree boat to lose a little bit of speed, which we can see in that shot.
If you've been watching this afternoon, we commented a little bit about steering coxless fours. In both of these fours, it steered from the bow seat. Wouldn't be my choice because it's a bit harder to get the line, and I think that a bit of steering from Crabtree has cost them dearly, allowing the holders, Thames Rowing Club A, to ease out to perhaps a length of an advantage about 300 or 400 metres into the race. Now we join the race live a bit further, probably 700 metres down the 2,100 metre track, and we can see that Thames A have held on to, maybe extended that lead.
Yeah, and this is an interesting phase in the race for the Thames crew, because you can see that they've got about a length or two of clear water. Things are certainly not done and dusted though, and sometimes I would refer to things like the elastic bands. You want to kind of break that elastic band when you're in front of a crew, just to make sure you really put the race to bed. So it's worth Thames here just investing a little bit more energy, a little bit more strength to their rhythm to really move out further to put the race to bed. The last thing that they would want is to see what happened in I think it was 3 or 4 races beforehand, just giving that trailing crew a little bit of a sniff and then motivating them to push back and push back and push back.
So there we go, through the halfway point for Thames Rowing Club A. They are half of the Thames second 8, and Thames Rowing Club has a huge pedigree at Henley Royal Regatta here. They have won 80 times at this regatta. Wow. Crabtree, interesting club actually this, isn't it, because it's Oxford and Cambridge alumni. Here in the Crabtree crew we've got the 3-man Benedict Aldous, sorry, who is from Oxford. He was in the reserve crew in 2017 and 2019, a blue in 2018, and he's rowing with 3 Cambridge men, 2 Goldies, that's the reserve Cambridge crew, and the stroke sitting there, Charles Fisher, aged 28. There was a blue who won in 2016 and a blue again in 2018, winning both of those races. So there's a lot of pedigree in this Crabtree crew from both colours of blue in the boat race.
And that's what rowing brings, doesn't it? Which is when you've had a big race together, when you've had those seasons, those campaigns together, you form bonds, brotherhood, sisterhoods, and you want to kind of continue those bonds long after them potentially the races have finished. So I love seeing crews like this come together for campaigns like Henley.
There's the face of Thomas Foad steering the Thames Rowing Club A crew. In front of him, Alexander Sanchez-Fretz, Philip Garnier, and then the face of Toby Seeley, 27 years old, in the stroke seat of that Thames crew, setting a nice rhythm. We've got 2 oars together in the middle of the boat here. Again, in the coxless 4, that maybe also helps the straightness of the steering cam.
Yeah, and I think the other consideration in the coxless 4 with just 4 people in the boat is whether you have it bow or stroked rig, so whether that oar sticks out to the left-hand side or to the right-hand side of the boat. And so that may have been an influence on their decision as well to have that bucket rig. Interestingly enough, in the bow seat, so Thomas Foad, brother of James Foad, the Olympic medalist who is coaching one of our Winchester boats earlier, so strong fraternal links to Henley Royal Regatta between lunch and tea today.
Yeah, we've got lots of those. We've got fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, fathers and daughters and siblings all playing for places on the engraving at the end of the week on the trophies, the famous trophies of Henley Royal Regatta. So it looks like Thames Rowing Club A, who won the event, they're the current holders from last year, in a nice strong position. Just a little bit of a look across, check the position on the course for that clean rowing, Cam.
Yeah, the Thames A crew to me look as though there's a lovely example of simple coxless 4 rowing. So you can see all 4 of those oars just dropping into the water, and a really nice shot of that yellow Empaka hull just sitting proudly. You can see Crabtree here just have a very high rate of striking, trying to maximise that boat speed, and you can see the white hull just dipping down into the water, causing a little bit of reduced boat speed.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I think we sometimes forget about rowing is it's not just about the force as you drive the boat past the oar, it's actually about not slowing it down as the boat, ideally the boat slides underneath the stationary athlete. If you're sliding all that weight forward, you get the boat moving up and down. You can see a little bit of that on the Thames boat, but much less. And you know, that's the trick, isn't it, to keep it as flat as possible. Flat, as they say in sailing, is fast.
Flat is fast. And the other analogy I quite like is cycling. So we want to try and think about moving one pedal to the other. Every movement should just flow into the next, not trying to put the brakes on at any point in that stroke. And Thames A here doing a really nice job of that.
Well, so Thames Rowing Club A blasted off the start and haven't been troubled too much as they make their way down the championship course here at Henley. This is the course that set the standard for the Olympic 2,000 metre course. We've got 112 extra metres to go, but that didn't trouble the holders. Thames Rowing Club A, they're easy oars, sit still and drop them on the water. They're done with today's work and they live to fight another round. Here's Crabtree, the Oxford Cambridge alumni crew. They battle hard. They're probably holding down full-time jobs and not training quite as much as they did for the boat race.